Hi everyone, I'm Mike Todd and welcome to Toddy Tackles. I've wanted Autofeed on my milling machine for quite a while now and I got a kit for Christmas, so I thought I'd share with you how to install it. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. First of all, the compulsory rubbish instructions, which basically say fit it and use it. It's packed really well, which is encouraging, and it was really quite a heavy box, so that's good news. You get a powder coated alloy mounting plate, a brass drive cog. I thought it was going to be belt driven, so that's really encouraging. Left and right travel limit stops, a plastic cover for the switch, which you'll see later, pack of shims and springs, and the main unit, which comes in at about 4 kilos. So it looks like quite a good product, and for about £130, pretty good value for money on the face of it. But let's see how it goes. So the unit itself comes with an on-off switch, speed controller, left and right feed, and an accelerator button. As you can see, the instructions are really basic and quite useless. So I'm going to fit this on the right hand side of my machine. So the first job is to take off the feed handle and the index dials. And here's the first problem. The new power feed uses keyways and my machine uses roll pins to drive the table feed screw. So I'm going to have to convert to one or the other. So the first job is to fix the mounting plate onto your table. This just requires the table to be drilled and tapped for a couple of machine screws, which is pretty boring, so I won't bother showing you that. As you can see, I could only use 2 of the screw holes, but it held it really well. And here's the next problem. My spindle is 16.88mm and the power feed is for around about 14mm, so I need to bore out the components. So the next job was to make a new bush that was the correct size for the feed screw and was a press fit into the roller bearings. This has to be very accurate as it needs to be a press fit on the feed screw and a press fit into the bearings. Similarly, the main dry feed cog had to be bored out to the correct diameter. Surprisingly for the money, this seemed to be really well made. It's not brass and it's not phosphor bronze, but it's somewhere in between the two. It machines well and you can tell it's really quite hard. As I needed my milling machine to mill a keyway in my milling table feed screw, I decided to drill the components for roll pins. This requires accurate setting up, but is standard milling machine work. And there it is, mounted on the end of the table. One cable plugs into the mains and the other plugs into the travel limitation switch. And here it is working. As you can see, the speed controller goes from nothing right through to quite fast. The left and right table adjusters are easy to move with an Allen key. They're spring loaded and they press against the switch to ensure that the table doesn't travel too far left and right, causing damage to the unit or your feed screw. The accelerator button is really useful to return the table back to its original position for a second cut. And here you can see the travel adjuster switch shutting down the unit so you don't damage the table. And now the acid test. This is a block of brass I need to square up and I want to see the quality of the finish. And this is what I've been after, a consistent finish right the way across the cut. It seems you can buy this exact same product under several different names, but they all seem to be exactly the same. So shop around and get yourself a good deal. The last thing I need to do is to refit the right hand handle and we're done. So in summary, this looks like a really good product. It's well made, it's fairly easy to install, it needs a bit of modification for my machine, but I think that was to be expected. It's a powerful motor that doesn't stall on heavy cuts, and for £128 I think you'll agree it's pretty good value for money. I really hope you found this video useful. Please add any comments or subscribe below. Remember, always wear your safety glasses in the workshop and look out for future videos of Toddy tackles.